Subscribe to the Desi Binge for reviews, recommendations of movies, TV series, and documentaries. Hit the bell icon so that you are updated whenever a new video is posted.
Call it superhero fatigue, but Marvel's Phase 4 is definitely not going as per the plan as far as audience reaction goes. Ever since the high they achieved last year with Spider-Man No Way Home, things have gone south. While their long format content space is doing fairly well with WandaVision, Loki, Moon Knight, and the latest new entrant Miss Marvel, mainly for its diverse subject, innovative storytelling, and stunning visual effects. The same is not true though for the movies. Fans outrightly rejected Sam Raimi's horror comedy take of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So it was safe to say that Marvel had a lot riding on this film. Thor, Love and Thunder. So can the mighty Asgardian bring back the Marvel magic? Will Chris Hemsworth be able to charm the audience again with his terrific comic timing and God-given sex appeal? Can Taika Waititi pull off what Sam Raimi couldn't and save Marvel's Phase 4? Let's find out. Hi guys, just back from watching Thor Love and Thunder in theaters, and this is what I thought about it. Thor Love and Thunder is a slapstick romantic comedy which is also a children's film. Yeah, that is the best one-line description of this movie that I could come up with. While the story and the premise that the movie is set in is quite serious, its treatment is spoofy and comical. This spoofy, self-aware, self-deprecating kind of humor worked like a breath of fresh air in Thor Ragnarok. It doesn't quite have the same impact here. As you remember, after the Thanos battle, Thor joined hands with the Guardians of the Galaxy team. The movie picks up from there and then goes on to establish the premise. Jane, Thor's love interest, is back, but she has cancer. Someone called the God Butcher is on the loose and is going around killing gods. A bunch of Asgardian children are kidnapped, and now Thor must return to save them as well as the gods. Now, with this setup established very early, the film spends most of its runtime following the romantic relationship between Jane Foster, who's now known as the Mighty Thor, and Apna original wala Thor. Although it's quite sweet and they do have their moments, this is the weakest aspect of the film, and that is my first problem with the film. The love story does not resonate. It is partly because the sheer amount of time that has passed between the last time we saw these guys together and now. This relationship was kind of put to rest almost 10 years ago in Thor The Dark World. Since then, so many earth-shattering, multiverse-bending events have happened in the MCU that picking up an old thread like this, which they have never spoken about in the last 10 years, seems kind of forced and engineered. It feels like all these years Marvel's casting agent have been behind Natalie Portman to sign up for their film, and she's been saying no, and now that she's said yes, they're like, oh chalo, great, now we have her, let's make a film. But sir, it's been so long. Doesn't matter, just give an excuse and rekindle the love affair. ऐसा नहीं होता है यार. I thought there was more chemistry between Thor and his weapon, Stormbreaker, than between Thor and Jane. I don't know, I just could not connect to that love story. As I said, it's partly because of the time gap, but it's also partly because of the way Taika Waititi decides to treat this film. Which brings me to the second problem that I have with this film. Everything is spoofy, everyone is silly. Thor is a self-obsessed, arrogant himbo, and the Asgardians are naive simpletons who like to see dramatized versions of the horrific events that have happened to them over the last years. Zeus, the god of gods, speaks in a funny Greek accent. And Jane, who might be an astrophysicist who has cancer, but all she's worried about is getting her catchphrase right. This scene in which Thor is speaking to the kidnapped children, where he's asking them to be brave and hang on. Valkyrie, who's standing beside him the whole time, keeps poking his nose throughout that entire speech. Yeah, it's that kind of humor. It takes nothing seriously, and by the end, when the movie actually does get serious, the audience doesn't care. Now, Taika Waititi is a fantastic director known for his unique style. He makes slice of life comedic films that celebrate innocence. His films tackle very serious topics in the most fun way possible, be it his refreshingly original, irreverent take on war in Jojo Rabbit, or the enchanting coming of age story in both Boy as well as Into the Wilderness. His first Marvel film, Thor Ragnarok, is widely regarded as one of the best Marvel films, as well as the film that revived Thor's character. He is a filmmaker par excellence. However, I am sure that Thor Love and Thunder will go down as one of his weakest films. There is a visible attempt to create the same spunk that was there in Thor Ragnarok, but it fails. As they say, lightning and thunder do not strike twice. You see what I did there? Huh? But Taika Waititi is one of those fantastic filmmakers whose worst film might be better than a lot of people's best. The strongest point of the film is when Thor gets the children of Asgard to fight alongside him. Now, Taika is amazing with children. He understands their minds, he just gets them. You can see evidence of that in almost all his films. And here too, he gets that aspect of the film perfect. The entire audience cheered in that scene and the kids were yelling with joy. All in all, a few scenes like this aside, Thor Love and Thunder is underwhelming. It might make you giggle and smile, but once you're outside the theatre, it hardly stays with you. Christian Bale as God Butcher is perhaps the only saving grace. He is genuinely creepy and unpredictable. His role should have been longer. One would feel that a threat of a god killer should have been more menacing and important. It would have definitely raised the stakes a lot and tonally made the movie slightly more serious. But that's a missed opportunity. Thor Love and Thunder right now just feels like that, a missed opportunity. A movie made just to set up further films. So on the binge meter, this one's below average, unfortunately. But if you have kids who are Marvel fans, take them, they are going to enjoy it. Me, not so much. You can catch Thor Love and Thunder in theaters. Bye bye.